Dexter here on the Jeff Santos Show. Hello there.
Hello, thanks for taking my call. This is for Mel specifically. So Mel, listening to what you're saying, I have to say that I absolutely agree with it. It is creating a pay-to-play system, but here's where my frustration is, and I'm hoping that you might be able to answer this because you and I had chatted on this show a few weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, and someone had clipped it and put it onto Reddit where over 15,000 people saw it, roughly. And they pretty much unanimously seem to had interpreted what you said to me when I asked if the report for the 2024 election was going to include the info on the election tampering, because there's data showing that they had hacked the actual systems. They took what you said as, yes, there will be, and I wasn't so sure that was the case. And I think what I'm hearing you say right now is telling me that that's not the case too, because you're saying that it's going to create a pay-to-play system. It already is. The company that certifies the machine parts, that get new machine parts installed into them for the election, is ProVNV. They're the biggest company that does it. ProVNV received a massive amount of money from Trump during his first term. The other companies, ES&S and other election machine companies, Dominion, are owned by Republican donors, like big name
Right.
Republican donors now. I'm very frustrated because I'm not hearing you say, yes, the election was hacked, because it's math. It's straight math, and I feel like no one is looking at it. They're just taking the word that it's impossible for the election to be hacked as law, and I'm telling you that's not true. I just want someone from the DNC to admit it, because it's driving us nuts.
Well, I think Mel is
Well,
we're talking
Cam,
about two
let
different
me.
things, but go ahead. Let Mel explain what I think he said, a couple of weeks ago, and explain what I think
What?
he's trying to say. Go ahead, Mel.
Okay, Cam. Okay, let me say this. What I was saying is, I totally agree. Okay, that's one of the reasons why it's important in this midterm that the Democrats take the House and Senate, so that we can address that problem. Because many people have already expressed this to us already, and we had already gotten reports of this being a very strong possibility. That's the reason why you keep hearing me say we have to take back the House and Senate, so that we can take the necessary steps, so we can start cleaning this process up. Okay. Yes. Unfortunately, right now you have, the Orange Menace in the White House, and he is encouraging companies to do this. He is encouraging pay to play, and that's the reason why it's an essential necessity that Democrats take back the House and Senate, so we can start cleaning this up. The reason why you haven't heard a lot of Democrats talk about it is because we're still trying to figure out, identifying which companies are actually impacted, who was playing in this so-called game of money, and then what steps can we take to resolve it. That's what we're doing. That's the reason why you haven't heard a lot of conversation about it, but it is definitely a major topic of conversation within the DNC.
Cam, if you're still there, I think that you guys are closer than I think you look at it, and I think the reason that there is this sort of lack of aggressiveness, again, the aggressive progressive, the term that I defined the other day with Mel and others, I think is needed here, is that because Democrats are in the minority, they don't want to take it to another level just yet, and that's why winning the House and Senate are so critical. And then they have no reason at all not to investigate all these things, which is really